These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Because you saw that coming, didn't you? All that orange on pumpkin night, all those pumpkin heads. You saw that coming, didn't you? You saw the Browns dominating the Bengals, didn't you? And Jacoby Brissett out playing Joe Burrow. Yeah, you didn't. Marty, can we just have that on loop? Fellas, it's a week-to-week league.
Gave you Browns +3.
You did give me Browns +3. You absolutely did. I don't think you gave me Browns money line winner. But you gave me Browns +3. You absolutely did.
Winners.
Good morning and hello, November. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. How you living?
What'd it do?
Oh, we're gone till November. Till November. Till November. We'll be gone till November. How the hell did it become November 1 already, by the way? Well, I guess that's what happens the day after Halloween. All right, domination. Like, the Bengals figured it out. They got it together. The defending AFC champs Monday night against a team that was struggling, just trying to get home until they get their quarterback back eligible. What the hell happened last night?
Well, for a half, it was ugly AFC North football.
Yeah.
And for a game, it was Cleveland Browns dominating the Cincinnati Bengals. And Cleveland just happens to be Joe Burrow's kryptonite. 0-4 last 2 years.
It's crazy.
Against the Browns.
Yeah. Whatever. I mean, however that is. Everybody seems to have a team, right? I mean, the Rams can't beat the Niners. There's just some teams, to your point, that have others' numbers. This tell you more last night about the Bengals or the Browns?
I think last night it told us more about the Cleveland Browns, a team that potentially could have easily been sellers.
Yes.
And they could talk themselves into keeping some of those extra pieces around, try to stay afloat now that they're 3-5, and make a push when Deshaun Watson comes back.
So that division, Baltimore sits atop at 5-3. The Bengals would have been able to tie them for first place with a win yesterday. But instead they fall a full game back, and the Browns are 2 games back as we're halfway home. And the Bengals have basically a 2-game lead because they have the tiebreaker on – I'm sorry, the Ravens do, because they have the tiebreaker with the 19-17 win over the Ravens. The Ravens have also – let me say that again. The Ravens beat the Bengals, and the Ravens have beaten the Browns. Now, obviously, they will all play each other again. The last game of the season, in fact, will be Ravens-Bengals. But as of now, the big winner last night was the Baltimore Ravens, right? Not only did they get Roquan Smith yesterday, never mind, they got one of the best pass rushers in the National Football League, young stud, but the team that was chasing them that got not only beat, man, I mean handled. And I guess if you're going to tell me, okay, look, how many times Joe Burrow gets sacked yesterday? Because he spends his life on right? I mean,
It's like
Joe Burrow got sacked 5 times yesterday. He has been sacked more than any quarterback in the NFL. What was the one thing in the offseason Cincinnati said they had to do? They lost the Super Bowl,
line.
right? And I guess they went out and they made moves. I don't feel like they didn't address it. I just don't feel like they improved it.
they did up until last night. We were talking about it last week and threw for 400 yards.
We've been talking about it when they lost their first 3 games and he spent his whole night on or whole day on his back. Yeah, we kind of did early in the season. I feel like they addressed
5
it.
new
I don't
offensive
know if they
linemen,
improved. Yeah, no, they addressed it. And I guess maybe they improved it a little bit, but I don't think they solved that problem. I'll give them the credit for going out and doing something. And hiring is hard, man. It's like a head coach. It's a player's the same way. going out and finding players is not as easy as I mean, you do it in your fantasy football league every week and it doesn't work for you, right? This is real life performance. No, honestly though, right? You're going out and making choices, and there's no exact to this, and so I feel like I'm not sitting here telling you, well, they didn't do anything. They knew they
It's
had to
been bad.
address it. Yeah.
But it's like Myles Garrett's good. He has
It's
fourth
really
most
good.
sacks
No, look.
in his career up until this point. He's behind like the Watt brothers and
Yeah.
gosh darn it, I'm
No,
blanking on it.
as good as there's ever been.
Like, and he
young in
destroyed
his
them
career.
last night.
Yep. He hit
And
the
it's-
quarterback 4 times last night. He had a sack and a half last night, and he was everywhere.
Even with an improved offensive line, you see Cincinnati so many times. It's Joe Burrow in the shotgun. They want to spread you out, even with Jamar Chase, and that's going to put you in those situations where teams are going to be able to come after you more when you're just blocking 5 and you're trying to spread it out.
Yeah. Leading receiver last night for them was T. Higgins with 3 catches for 39 yards. Joe Mixon had the most receptions, 7 catches out of the backfield for just 32 yards. Hayden Hurst, the tight end, caught all 4 of his targets. So the Bengals fall to 4-4, and it's a battle now for them. They'll get the Panthers and the Steelers next, which, I mean, you look at it and say, okay, well, I mean, but the Browns should have been in that category. You looked at this stretch: Falcons, Browns, Panthers, Steelers. This is get healthy, right? That was get right for them, and they did get the Falcons, but they sure as hell didn't get the Browns. The Panthers aren't a walkover, and don't you think the Panthers should stay with PJ Walker? By the way,
They will stay with PJ Walker
well,
because you're not going to Sam Darnold at this moment in time,
I hope not.
because that would make no sense.
Well,
Like you're competitive, you're competing. That's all you can ask for
yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
With a team that was supposed to just fall off the face of the earth.
I would tell you they've got more
Trading
fight in them
Christian
since that trade. It feels like there's way more competitiveness and more fight since that trade.
Well, since they
that
fired their
up
head coach.
Yeah, they fired their head coach. Maybe they fired up that locker room a little bit. So it looks like Steve Wilkes has done a nice job there as the interim, a guy who's basically auditioning for another job. He had a 1-year head coaching stint in Arizona, and now he's got an opportunity. No, I feel like they've got an opportunity. All right, trade deadline is today in the National Football League. So let me give you kind of a guest list. 7:15. It's Tuesday, right? So we're gonna give Jerry Kill a shot today at 7:15, right? That's what we do.
Plan.
And I mean, I'm actually looking forward to talking to Jerry, coming off his 2nd straight victory and first road victory as Aggie head coach. So 7:15, Jerry Kill. We should talk Aggie football. They're coming home this weekend to play Lamar in Aggie Memorial Stadium. In fact, the final home game of the season for New Mexico State. So we'll talk to Jerry. At least that's the plan at 7:30. We're going to get through some NFL today because it is the trade deadline. We'll get through the Brian Harsin stuff, and there's a bit of a local angle in the Auburn story that we'll get to you. World Cup story. University of Wisconsin figured out. Harold, for all your volleyball texts that you send and the emails, and can we talk about volleyball? Well, we're going to talk college volleyball today. Yes, we will talk college volleyball because there's one school that figured out how to pack them in. We'll talk about that. But trade deadline today. So as a Bronco fan, you're watching it, aren't you? There's Bradley Chubb. There's Jerry Jeudy. Your team just won last week, which maybe makes them a little more trepidatious to make a move. But I got to believe something's going to happen with the Broncos today.
It shouldn't when it comes to Bradley Chubb. If there's a first-round pick on the table, you take it and move on. This is how things work. You used your assets to acquire a quarterback for your future. You have a defense that is set and should still be good even without Bradley Chubb moving forward. And you start investing around the core pieces that you have offensively now, and that starts with addressing the offensive line in the offseason.
Yeah, I look at it and but I feel like it's going to happen, right? I mean, there's so much smoke around this one, and I tend to believe when there's this much smoke, there tends to be something there. The Jerry Jeudy piece,
I think it's less so.
okay,
Moving Jeudy because just a mid-round pick, and there's no hurry to have to up his contract at this moment in time where you're looking at, all right, you got to pay Bradley Chubb. You know, pay him or get a first-round pick for him.
yeah, because for Jerry Jeudy, what are you going to get? You're going to get a 3rd and a 5th, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, and does that help you, or would you rather have a guy who was a first-round receiver for you. And, I mean, there's so many guys out there that people say, how good is this guy? And Jerry Jeudy's one of them. I just don't know. I don't know how good he could be. Is this a guy that's going to go somewhere and be a stud with a quarterback who's going to go throw him the football all the time? So, all right, so we're going to watch that all day today as we're on here because probably something's going to pop this morning as we go through the trade deadline. We'll go through college football as well. The number to get in today is 505-246-0610. That's area code 505-246-0610. Emails come in this morning, as they always do, at jeff@sportsanimalabq.com, jj@sportsanimalabq.com. On the Twitter, JJ's a great follow. It's _JJ Buck. Facebook, it is the OD in the AM. You can watch the show there. Adrian's producing on ProView Networks, Comcast Channel 26, where many of you watch, and also on our Facebook page. A. Marie will take your calls here at the radio station at 505-246-0610. When we come back, we are anticipating a conversation with a guy who's on a 2-game winning streak. That's right. Jerry Kill, New Mexico State's football coach, scheduled to be with us next. That's on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal.
Makes a little sports analysis, pop culture, and great interviews.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore one more time. And the block did the job. Blocked by Carpenter. Kept up. Tough angle. Macias. No, it's dumped over instead by Kirkland. Cheshire. She'll set Chris Moore again. She's blocked again. Carpenter. Cheshire. Chris Moore. Another swing. This time she'll dump it over. Cheshire. She'll set in the middle for Carpenter. And she puts it away. That was the longest rally of the set, and it still goes to the Huskies. 24-14. Set point, Huskies.
But it falls right to the feet of St. Pius. Opportunity here. Vaughn. Spinaroonie. Shot. Score! 1941. Leo Vaughn gets a second.
Culpepper. He's got Cordova again, and Brody Whitaker blows that play up so fast from the edge. For Babinski shut up in a goal.
Tries to dummy it through. It's loose. Opportunity. And it worm burns in.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore. Yes! The freshman connects again. Coverage. Oh, what a catch! See you later. Turn off the lights. Goodbye, baby. Touchdown. Pardon me for Lozano. This time, Culpepper. He's got a man. Caught. It's again Tommy Lopez. Lopez breaks a man. And Lopez not stopped at the 3 this time. Tommy Lopez, he's got a huge touchdown. it up. Great protection. Going for a home run ball down the middle of the field. It's underthrown. Oh, what a catch! A catch and run for the touchdown for Treyon Williams.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Browns beating the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football. They're 3-5, but 7 teams make the postseason. And they run down to a team like the Los Angeles Chargers. How long can the New York Jets keep it going? What do they make of the Miami Dolphins? There's a group of teams trying to convince themselves today that they have a chance. And now you're weighing, do we keep talented players around, or do we chase draft picks? And we've seen some teams make some really good moves. The Ravens acquiring Roquan Smith, fantastic linebacker,
Really
second-round pick.
Yeah.
And these are the times that you don't want to overvalue picks, and you also don't want to overvalue players that might not be willing to pay and hold on to them and lose them for just comp picks.
I think that's the biggest key, right? Because you look at it and you say, okay, Roquan Smith is a proven, as good as there is at his position in the NFL. He's better than any first round and sure as hell any second round pick that I'm going to get. So why wouldn't I do that? But the key is he's going to get paid. You whoever's acquiring him, and you got to figure A, are you willing to pay him, or B, are you willing to kind of like Von Miller thing, right? What did the Rams give up for Von Miller last year? Do you remember? Because I think they probably knew they weren't re-signing him, right? But is it worth it to make this one run? And that's where we go. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. So Aggies were on the road on Saturday past. And for the first time since 2018, New Mexico State won a road game. They were on the road at UMass and were winners by a score of 23-13. Down 10-0 early, and then they came back. Jerry Kill makes a change at quarterback, brings in Diego Pavia, and Gavin Frake started and got a spark. And the Aggies are on a 2-game winning streak. Next up, Lamar at home on Saturday. Jerry Kill is the first-year coach at New Mexico State and with us this morning on the opening drive. Congratulations, Jerry. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Two-game winning streaks got to feel good. I think I probably said this to you on Saturday after the game, but brick by brick, right? And you knock down wall by wall. Not winning a road game in 4 years for this program. Granted, they didn't play one of those years, but that was probably a big albatross to get rid of and move past and knock down.
Yeah, there's no question about that. I've been around a while. And gone in some tough programs, but I don't think it's been that long since they won a road game. So it was good to get that out of the system, and certainly going all the way to UMass to do it. And playing against Don Brown, who I respect a lot, and he'll get that thing going, and he's already going on defense. So very similar to us, and going that far and getting a road win was great. And now we come back and guys get on the road recruiting, and we got an off week, and we shortened practice and try to stay sharp. And we've kind of had a unique year with all the things that have happened.
You know, you get down early, and I remember asking you last week, how do you make sure these guys aren't reading about how much trouble your opponent's having and not have another FIU happen? And by the way, FIU's kind of turned their season around.
I don't think we can say that anymore.
Yeah, they're not as bad as people may want to think, but that's a whole nother story. But you get down 10-0, and then you make the change, and you go to Diego, and obviously, what a spark he gave you. Why the change? Obviously, it feels like this could be the way it is all season.
Well, you know, we're there to win a game, and you know, I read people pretty good. There's a lot of things I don't do very good, but I read people pretty good. And our young quarterback was with the defense. You know, they're ranked 16th or 17th country on defense, and I know Donnie Brown and all the stuff he brings, and I just think he got starry-eyed with all the stuff that was coming at him, and so you know. I decided and Tim decided that the best thing we can do is get somebody in there that's played a little bit more against some of that. And we needed to do a little bit more option stuff to run the ball. And so, Diego came in, added a spark. And, you know, the best thing about that win was that our kids had to come back. They had to battle. They had to, you know, go in halftime being down. And they came back and, you know, kept playing hard and won the game. And in the past, I don't know if we could have done that. So that's another step forward in, hey, you know, you're never out of a game. Just keep fighting and good things happen. I think our coaching staff at halftime, we didn't get all crazy or anything. We said, you know, hey, we're in good shape, and made a few adjustments and, you know, went back out and won the game. So, you know, they weren't going to let us run the ball. So eventually we had to get the ball down the field, and we were able to do that.
Jerry Kill, New Mexico State's football coach, is with us. Aggies have won 2 in a row. Lamar's Cardinals will be at Aggie Memorial Stadium this weekend.
Well, Jerry, as the UMass kicks that field goal, it's only 13-10 at the half. What were you able to do defensively really throughout the entire game to keep UMass off the scoreboard as you held them scoreless in the second half?
You know, really, they didn't move much in the first half on defense except one explosive play where we didn't get somebody where they needed to be. And Coach Striling's very good at seeing things and making adjustments and correcting kids on the field. So really, offensively, that's really all they did. So I knew we were going to be all right on defense. And then offensively, you know, they were putting the shoot. They had half their team in the box, and they weren't going to let us run the ball. I mean, he came in and said they're not running the ball. They're going to have to prove they can throw to beat us. And Diego was, you know, on target. I mean, he really was. I mean, he threw a catchable ball about every time he threw it, and we had some big plays, and Coach Beck called a couple plays that, you know, they were playing the run, and we had guys running wide open. So the play-action pass really helped us. You know, they put 10 in the box, and we looked like we were going to run it and do the play-action pass, and we had people open all over the place. So probably should have done that more in the first half, but, you know, I think our guys made good adjustments at halftime.
Now, Jerry, just your offensive players, the amount of different guys that caught a pass for you, the fact that you have been playing 2 quarterbacks, what does it say about the offense as a whole that they also adapted to that situation and then were able to pick up their quarterback when you made the change?
Well, I think we're just trying to find a way to move the ball on offense. You know, we got some deficiencies, and, you know, Cordell went out early in the game, or our wide receiver, who's has been productive and very talented. And, you know, we just, you know, just trying to find a way. You know, we play defenses now that I talk about Rocky's defense down there in New Mexico. Donnie Brown's one of the best defensive coordinators in football back when he was in Michigan, all those places. You know, we played Minnesota, we played Wisconsin. We haven't played anybody that didn't play good defense. And so, you know, our kids, I think, have learned to not get as frustrated and give in as much. But I think it's just, you know, we practice our 2 deep the same amount. You know, we don't cheat anybody out of reps because we can't right now. And so the second guy's got to be ready to, you know, play. And then, you know, we've had some kids improve as the year's gone on, and that certainly has helped. But you know, the the bye week thing is bothering me right now because you can't get into a rhythm on offense, and one of them is very unfortunate because the young man's death, so that's nothing you can control. But basically we've had 3 bye weeks, and when you get in a bye week, it's hard to keep your timing.
I thought what Diego did coming in, we saw him in the UTEP game come in and spark you with his legs. The fact, and you said you had to throw the football because they were stacking the box. For him to throw the ball the way he did for 194 yards on the 12, it was 7 out of 12, getting the ball downfield and on target. The wheel route that you ran, the touchdown pass that he threw. I think it was to Jamani, right? That right down the middle of the field was wide open. He hits him in stride. I thought he threw the ball way better than I've ever seen him throw it.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best. As far as throwing the ball, that's the best he's done. And then, he allows us to run a little more option stuff right now because the new, Gavin's still learning some things. So, it's going to be this way all year, and. That's okay. There's a lot of people that have to play 2 quarterbacks. Some I like, but they're inexperienced. Except Diego's played in junior college, but it's still different. And but no, he was. That's the best we've had. Throwing the football and being on target. For the most part. All year.
Jerry Kills with us, New Mexico State's football coach. The Aggies are 3-5 and have won 2 in a row. Jerry, the offense it's what everybody wants to talk about. But in the games you've played against non-Big Ten teams, so I'm talking about Nevada, UTEP, Hawaii, FIU, New Mexico, and UMass, your defense is averaging giving up 18.6 points a game. The highest score you've given up was the 26 in the Hawaii game, which you won by 20 points. Your defense has gotten a lot better, and while everybody wants to talk about changing quarterbacks and offense, I'm impressed by what you've done defensively against teams that you're supposed to look like.
Well, I'm a defense. Everybody thinks I'm an offensive guy, but I started off my career as a defensive coordinator, and defense is. And Donnie Brown's doing the same thing. When you're building a program, you start on the defensive side of the ball, and and get your defense good because it can keep you in games, and which it has. And they played. Nate's done a great job over there, and his staff on the defensive side of the ball, certainly in secondary. Because we was the darn in secondary a year ago, and Melvin Rice. I mean, those guys. And they're a little older on that side of the ball, but still we're playing a lot of freshmen. So it's a deal where they've adapted well, and they're playing very well, and they're keeping us in games. And if you look at the biggest stat in the games we've won, we hadn't turned the ball over.
Yep.
We hadn't turned the ball over about 4 weeks, I think, 4 or 5 weeks, and that's a big, that's a big deal. And then you don't turn it over and you play good defense. You got a chance to win. And we look back at it a little bit because sometimes our guys are spoiled because they haven't gone through all the stuff I have over the 4 decades of turning programs around. Because some of these guys have been a part of those things, and they get down a little bit. And I said, hey, listen, we have been we're far from being the type of football program we want to be. And I said, we've been in every game. At UTEP, we're down to, we're down on what, 15, 20-yard line. So we've been in pretty much every game, except the 2 Big Ten teams.
All right, here comes Lamar, 1-7. This is your FCS team, but it's your final home game of the year. I got to believe, first of all, I would expect a crowd for a team that's starting to win a little bit. I don't know, you can't control that, obviously. But how do you look at it now as your final home game of the year so quickly with a team that's playing probably as well as they've played since you've been here?
Well, I think, we got to do what we do. We got to get better, and there's a lot of areas we can get better at. That's what we're going out here this morning to do. And, we got to get healthy. We got some guys that got banged up in that game pretty good. And, we'll do just like we did, the preparation and so forth, in an off week that we do, and try to get people healthy, but also play a lot of our young players, and get them going and then recruit, because we got to get players too. So, this is off week's a busy week because we got guys on the road. We're still coaching, and we've got to split guys so we can still run practice. And so it's a busy week. But you know, we've got to play. We got to get better. We got to keep getting better. And you know, we're learning lessons along the way. And like I said, all I do is go back to Florida International and say, hey,
that's right.
You don't want to play with enthusiasm. That's what happens. Now they're a lot better than what probably everybody expected to, but still, we had no business losing that game. So, but we played with great effort, and since then.
Yeah, for the record, Florida, FIU's 4-4 for the record, for everybody who wanted to jump on that. All right, let me correct myself. It's not this weekend. It's the bye week, and then it's next week on the 12th that Lamar will be in town. Hey, congratulations on the win. Go out, hit the recruiting trail. I know that's a big deal. Appreciate you spending time with us. We'll catch up with you next Tuesday morning, same time, same bat station, but always appreciate the conversation, Jerry.
Yeah, find some players for us.
All right, now work on the kicking thing too. I got to get down there and get in his mind a little bit and help you with the kicking thing.
Hey, we kicked 3 field goals.
I saw that. You found a kicker.
That's the biggest thing that's happened in our program this year. We got 3 field goals that were made.
Yeah, that was a big deal, especially early.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. All right, be well. Safe travels, Jerry. Thanks.
All right.
See you.
Bye.
Jerry Kill, New Mexico State's football coach. They won 2 in a row. You got a little pep in his step today, huh?
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah, winning's fun, isn't it? I mean, winning will make you feel good. And I know who they played, and I know what the schedule is, and I also know who they've been. JJ, they're giving up 18.6 points per game to teams that are not in the Big Ten.
It's not bad.
It's actually
it's
pretty
really
damn
good for them.
It's actually pretty good. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
A beautiful Tuesday morning commute with no active accidents.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about. We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Kill all season. Yeah. He's seeing the progress. His defense is playing well, and JJ, I can't tell you. I thought it was Gavin Frakes. I did. I thought that was the guy, and I'm going to guess maybe next year's quarterback might not even be on campus yet. But the difference there, and you tell me if you think I'm wrong, but it feels to me the difference there is they got playmakers. Right? When they get the ball to Jamani Jones or they get the ball on the outside, they got guys that are doing stuff. And look, Frakes only threw the ball 12 times. I'm sorry, Pavic only threw the ball 12 times. But they had 223 yards passing. And they scored enough points on the road. Yeah, they played a bad team. I got it. But they were the bad team that everybody was beating the hell out of for years, right? It's brick by brick, step by step.
Well, they got explosive plays. Pavia had a 48-yard rush.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the receptions for the wide receivers, the long.
Yeah.
38, 39, 33, 27.
And that's because he was putting the ball on the mark, too. I mean, a couple of those powers went up and made a couple of plays.
And that you push the football downfield, you get explosive plays. That's what an offense has to have. Not everything's going to be, we're getting 4 yards here, 3 yards here, 3rd and 3, get 4 yards.
Yeah. No, look.
Got to have explosives.
If they beat Lamar, and you got to believe they will, Lamar just beat Nichols, but Lamar's a 1-7 team out of the Southland. 3-game winning streak. They'll probably, it's going to be a tough task to go to Missouri and Liberty after that. But if you're telling me, and I don't know if they're going to make up their other game, if you tell me they end up 4-7, I will tell you that's a successful year. That they made progress down there. And I think most Aggie fan would tell me that as well. Gopher said, P.S., can I vent? Isn't that what we're here for you to vent? He says, Sunday I was watching the forecast and the little weatherette, he said a big storm is moving in this week. They just don't know when or where, so stay tuned. That's the kind of detail you can only get on Albuquerque TV News. Well, yeah, your meteorologists become governor candidates. I mean, what the hell? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Joe Diaz had a birthday yesterday. He's the best, so you should watch Joe. Happy birthday to our buddy Joe. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. If you want to get in on what Jerry had to say, there's a couple other things, right? The adaptability. So he talked about how Massachusetts stacked the box, and they made changes, right? They stacked the box and said, you're not going to run the ball against us. Because Coach Brown over on, and he's a good coach at UMass, and I think he is going to turn it around. But he wasn't going to let them beat them by running, and they were able to adapt. Now, it's not like they threw the ball all over the yard all night. Combined quarterbacks were 14 for 25. But they were able to throw the ball a little bit. And you got to give Jerry and that coaching staff some credit. They're down 10-0. They couldn't run the ball. He made a change, and they made something happen.
And it goes back to also defense. And they're down 10 points. It was only 13-10 at halftime. It was a field goal game. And UMass wasn't, as he said, moving the ball a whole lot. They had an explosive play, which kind of led to some early offense for them. But their step is being competitive and building that defense. And it sounds very familiar with what
right?
the Lobos were trying to do.
Yep.
It's just that's where the frustration keeps mounting. When you look down there and you're like, wait a second. How are they finding ways to create explosive plays? How are they finding players on the outside? And you're 3 years in here, you got the defense, and you got nowhere near the offense they have at New Mexico State.
Yeah, why do they have explosive players on the outside who can make some plays, and it feels like you don't, right? No, I hear that a lot. I don't know who I think's got the, out of the bunch, I don't know who the best quarterback is. If you just said to me Frakes and Pavia and Kendrick and Holiday and Montes, I have no idea who the best quarterback is. I really don't. And I don't know if any of them are going to be a quarterback starting on one of those programs next year. I do know this. Priority for Lobo football this year. Like, I've told you this story a million times. But Gary Patterson, the former Lobo defensive coordinator who had such a great run as head coach at TCU, told me this when he was building TCU, when they were in the Mountain West, and he was building them up to be a Mountain West power and then got them into the Big 12. He told me the way that he built that program, you guys, is he put his best players on defense, right? He says, look, I'll find players on offense, but he said, I put my best athletes on defense, and he built an unbelievable defense. And I feel New Mexico football, Lobo football, is at that point where you've got a good defense. I'm not worried. As long as Rocky Long's there, I'm not worried about your defense. Okay? To me, the priority now has got to go the other way. You have got to find and pick your order, 1A, 1B, and 1C. A quarterback, playmakers on the outside, and a few more linemen. And people are complaining about the line this year. I don't think the offensive line has been terrible this year, do you?
It hasn't been as bad as last year.
Yeah, I think it's been better. I don't think it's good yet. I think it's been better. Yeah. So you got to find some linemen, grow these linemen. Look, you're hurt on the line, but it feels like everybody's hurt on the line, right? And that's the biggest issue from FBS level to from Power 5 and Group of 5. The Power 5, they've got depth on the line. Typically, Group of 5, you lose a lineman or two, and you're really hurting.
They lost the starting tackle for good earlier in the season.
Before we got started, right?
Injury.
Yeah, in Wingfield.
C.J. James, according to Dan Gonzalez, was back practicing yesterday. That's your center.
Matuatea.
So that also then moves Gutierrez back to guard. Yeah. So it helps you inside. And I think that's what's also the most frustrating thing is the line has been a better unit overall than we saw last year. Mm-hmm. And yet they haven't been able to be productive in the run game either. With backs that you've seen moments, yeah. Nate Jones, Christian Washington. I think one of the most disappointing players has been Nate Jones this season.
That's fair. I think that's
He's not creating explosive plays. The guy that you said, all right, if you're looking at someone to be a difference maker, it would be him. Create some explosive plays, try to make something out of nothing. And unfortunately, it's been a lot of nothing.
All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Going to get you some college football news. When we come back, a lot of movement down south in the SEC. There was some noise around here around that job. But Auburn hired an athletic director and fired a football coach kind of in the same day. I don't even think kind of. I think in the same day. They hired an athletic director and fired a football coach. But in the other order, I think they fired the football coach first and then hired the athletic director, so it wasn't on the AD. Now he's going to go find a coach. What that means and what you're saying about it, 505-246-0610. Cybersecurity is a real issue. The good news is more and more businesses are taking it seriously, and ABQIT wants you to know that they've got your back. ABQIT provides state-of-the-art cybersecurity. They protect your entire operation. So you remember the attacks on Bernalillo County system, Albuquerque Public Schools, paralyzed them for days. Don't let that happen to your business. And please don't be naive thinking that it can't happen to you. Your computer systems are vital to why can't I ever say that? To the success of your business. Your computer systems are vital to the success of your business. But if they don't work well, your productivity grinds to a halt. And there's a lot that can go wrong. Your network servers, remote access, hackers, you got to worry about all of that. And you don't have time to be a computer technician. And so ABQIT is a name you need to know. You just want to know three things, right? Your system works, that it's secure, and what will it cost? Well, ABQIT created the business model with you in mind. They monitor your computers and network to keep them operating smoothly. They do it all at one cost. ABQIT handles it all. No more different providers for all of that. So get a free assessment. See what ABQIT can do for you and your business. Visit abq-it.com. abq-it.com. No more worrying about your computer systems when you do business with ABQIT, and ABQIT is investing in our community. They're now the official provider and partner for the New Mexico Raptors hockey team, which will be coming to Rio Rancho for the 2023-2024 season.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Auburn fired Brian Harsin yesterday, their football coach, former Boise State coach. No surprise there. Been under a lot of fire. A lot going on the Plains yesterday now. A whole lot going on down there. More damn eagle, as they say. Fired Brian Harsin in the morning and finalized, and this was kind of done too, I guess the day before. They hired John Cohen as their athletic director, Mississippi State's athletic director. He's the guy, John Cohen is the guy who lured Chris Jans away from New Mexico State to Mississippi State. So why does that matter? And it does, but it doesn't. Many of you maybe had seen Eddie Nunez's name up for that job. John, I got to believe, and I don't know what the order was, but I think Eddie was probably a finalist, like final three. John Hartwell, Utah State's athletic director, who spent some time down at Ole Miss, and Eddie obviously at LSU. There's the SEC ties. But both those names were up for that job, mentioned quite a bit for those jobs. But John Cohen gets $1.5 million a year, a 5-year deal, to be the athletic director at Auburn. Auburn will go after. Does it surprise you that Lane Kiffin's name seems to be like the front runner for that job?
No, everyone wants a piece of Lane Kiffin.
The Lane train was so. Remember, we always talk about revitalizing
the Lane train,
reviving your image, reviving your career. When he left the Raiders, I think more so then he went to Tennessee, then he went to SC, then Pat Hayden fired him on the tarmac, and it was like, damn, dude. And then he went to, was it Alabama first in FAU? Right, he went to Alabama.
That's coach rehab.
It was total coach rehab.
That's where you go, and you're like, oh,
to Alabama.
They put a nice new paint job on this coach.
So he went Alabama as the offensive analyst / no, he was coordinator there. He was a coordinator there. Made a lot of money. They're kind of the Sark route, right?
And Lane Kiffin, FAU, then to Ole Miss, you're like, okay, this guy can be a good coach. Because the other jobs, it was so totally just felt like, oh, you know who his daddy is, and he's just getting these opportunities.
All right, so his dad's Monty Kiffin, who was a longtime NFL genius. Maybe that's why he got the Raiders job. Look, I'm not holding the Raiders job on him. To me, that was all Al Davis. And the late, great Al Davis and him clashed over Jamarcus Russell, right? Remember the famous quote, Jamarcus is a great player, deal with it. And Lane Kiffin thought Jamarcus Russell wasn't the guy, and who's right?
Lane Kiffin.
100%. But he got fired over that. It didn't work at SC. Well, then he went to Tennessee. He went out in the middle of the night. They freaking hate him there. Then he went to SC. Alabama hired him. He won some national championships with Saban, revitalized himself, went to FAU, turned that program around. And look where he's got Ole Miss. The two top names are Kiffin and Deion Sanders. Deion, I firmly, and Matt Rule. I firmly believe Deion's going to be a Division I FBS head coach next year, don't you? It feels like he's gone down and proven what he needed to prove. He brought the attention to the HBCUs that he wanted to do. He's winning at Jackson State, and I think Deion at 55, 56 years old wants to get paid and take this thing to it, whether it's Florida State, and it feels like they're pretty solid, although I think Michael Alford, their athletic director, if he needed to make a move, that might be where he goes. But Auburn, and how about the Aflac commercials? If it was Saban and Deion, Auburn, Alabama doing the Aflac, can they still do them? Are they allowed to do commercials together if they're Auburn and Alabama, right, for that? But whether it's this job, and maybe it works down there, dude.
I'm less convinced.
On Deion?
The way Deion Sanders talks.
Really?
The way he acts, that he wants to make a move to one of these jobs, where just because you're Deion Sanders, you struggle, they'll be screaming to fire you in a year.
Well, of course.
And I don't think he wants that. I don't think he cares about coaching at a Power 5 because he's down there running the game, doing things the way he wants to do. And he's one of those guys
Do you think he's on a big enough stage for Deion? Is it a prime stage?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
He's made it a bigger stage. I respect your opinion. I disagree with you on it. I firmly believe that Deion next year will be at a high-profile school. Now, I could be wrong. But we'll see. When he was asked the other day on Game Day, did you guys see him on Game Day the other day? When they brought Game Day down to Jackson State. which is insane. And he said, I'd be a fool not to listen. He didn't say, hell no, I'm not going. I love Jackson State. I'm staying here. Like, he's made – when have you ever before
That's why I think
thought about Jackson State?
It's – to me right now it feels like a toss-up.
Okay.
Like, not like, oh, he's going to make a move to a Power 5. Because, yeah, you're going to listen and throwing all that kind of money at you even when you have money. You can never have enough money. But he's got – even not being at a Power 5 school, he's still getting the players, got a good platform. He's elevated things. It's gonna be hard to get Deion Sanders away.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be money. And look, there's plenty of money down there. Did you see how much Brian Harsin is getting to walk away? By the way, I know you guys all love buyout money so much. Did you see how much he's got?
Enough.
Certainly. So this is a school at Auburn. This is just, and I know any of it bothers you. And so when you're paying Bob Davie $900,000, whatever it was. So 2 years ago, Auburn, when they bought out Gus Malzahn, JJ, they gave him $21.7 million to go away. They got off cheap this time because Brian Harsin's buyout is $15.5 million. Half of that is due within the next 30 days, and then the other half in 4 installments. So they paid out 30. Where's the first number? 21 what? 21.7. So that's $37.2 million in buyouts. 37.2 in buyouts over the last 3 years. Who's next to make big millions at Auburn? One of you wants Brian Harsin here, by the way. I'll read that to you. It's the opening drive. Happy November. $37 million in buyouts on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore one more time. And the block did the job. Blocked by Carpenter. Kept up. Tough angle. Macias. No, it's dumped over instead by Kirkland. Cheshire. She'll set Chris Moore again. She's blocked again. Carpenter. Cheshire. Chris Moore. Another swing. This time she'll dump it over. Cheshire. She'll set in the middle for Carpenter. And she puts it away. That was the longest rally of the set, and it still goes to the Huskies. 24-14. Set point, Huskies.
But it falls right to the feet of St. Pius. Opportunity here. Vaughn. Spinaroonie. Shot. Score! 1941. Leo Vaughn gets a second.
Culpepper. He's got Cordova again, and Brody Whitaker blows that play up so fast from the edge. For Babinski. Babinski shut up and a goal.
Tries to dummy it through. It's loose. Opportunity. And it worm burns in.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore. Yes! The freshman connects again.
She fights and she scores. Stop the
a catch. See you later. Turn off the lights. Goodbye, baby. Touchdown.
And J.J. Bond.
I just have to reiterate the numbers for you because it's just so insane. I understand buyouts. Okay, I understand why they're there. I'm not mad at anybody. You sign a contract, you sign a guy, he's got to do his part, but if you decide to let him go early, you got to pay him, right? That's what a contract is. If you go into a contract and they want to fire you, you're going to want what's yours on the way out. Brian Harsin is owed, this is the coach that got fired yesterday at Auburn. In the middle of his third year, right, JJ? Second year, middle of his second year. Brian Harsin will get $15.5 million, half of it. So what is that, like seven and a quarter, seven point whatever, $7+ million. What's half of 15?
7.5.
All right, so like $7.25 million within the next 30 days. Here you go, sir. Here's your $7.5 million. Oh, and you don't have to work. And then he gets 4 installments after that. 2 years ago, when they brought in Brian Harsin, they got rid of Gus Malzahn. Isn't Gus Malzahn doing pretty well at Central Florida right now? So Gus Malzahn got 21.7 to walk away. So, and they're going to go bring in a coach and pay him $3 million, $4 million a year. They're paying their AD $1.5 million a year, and that doesn't account for their athletic director agreement they made with their former AD to resign early. They paid him. Oh, and don't forget the assistant coaches' buyouts and contracts that they're paying. I mean, we're talking north of $40 million in buyouts. And again, I'm not telling you to feel good about buying out coaches, but you guys around here, we lose our minds. And I say we. But Lobo fan, and I understand it, when you have to pay the rest of Craig Neal's contract, we owe him $1 million. We owe Bob Davie $800 and something thousand dollars. And JJ, people lose their marbles, right? Perspective, something else, man. I mean to tell you.
Well, here, it's a lot of money. There, it's a decent amount of money, but
it's
dropping the bucket.
A good amount of money. If you're talking 40, I mean, JJ, $40 million in payouts, in buyouts.
And we're worried about it. They wouldn't keep doing it.
I guess that's right. No, I guess you're right. And remember, you kept Bob Davie around most likely that last year to avoid the buyout. I think it was like, what was it? I'm trying to recall, but it was like $1.5 million, and it dropped to 800 and something thousand. Right? I mean, and you're telling me we're playing the same game? You're telling me that we're playing the same game of football? That we're operating in this? You're not. You know you're not.
That's why you got to go FTS, Jeff. D2.
Stop it.
Because you're not playing the same game.
But the numbers are. Does that not boggle your mind? Almost 40. Well, I mean, it's got to be. It's 37.2 in head coaches' buyouts over the last 2.5 years, plus assistant coaches' buyouts, plus the agreement to retire the AD early. $40 million doesn't boggle your mind in buyouts? That's just to go away. Then you got to pay people to do those jobs.
No, not with what we see these teams do year in and year out. Yeah. It's the way business works in the SEC with football coaches.
Yeah. Yep. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Your emails are coming in, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ says, go get him, Nunez. Jeff, it's time to put an end to Danny Gonzalez experiment. Go get Brian Harsin, and he can be an OC as well, which is probably even more important right now. How about go get him as your OC? You want Brian Harsin
available.
Here? Do you want Brian Harsin? Well, Jeff, I mean, he won at Boise State. Okay. All right. That's what who is that? Did I tell you? James wants. This one is from Todd. What's more awkward, Jeffy? Halloween on Monday or a women's soccer tournament game on Wednesday? Peeking out the window, I saw a few little germ carriers last night, but nothing like the caravan of cars in 2021. You guys get any germ carriers, as he says? You get any trick-or-treaters last night?
germ carriers.
How was
There are germ carriers.
I know, but
there are lovable germ carriers.
They are. How was the trick or
It's
treating?
the best thing ever.
I'm upset because I didn't get any trick or treaters, so I brought you all candy in the break room.
It was very kind of you. I saw Clark's got a little stack in front of him next door.
Yeah, I'm like. So I brought all the candy here in the break room.
Yeah, I got a big giant bag of candy. I had 2 before I went out for dinner.
And then, tried to enjoy Monday Night Football, but that wasn't that enjoyable.
Yeah.
But still made the best of it.
How was trick or treating with Austin?
Trick or treating was a lot of fun. And I just want to say, if you're one of those folks that puts up with your doorbell ringing every 5 minutes, has your lights on, has candy on, thank you.
Yeah.
Because it makes a little kid light up when he's running away from the door saying, I got candy. And just made the entire night. And all we did was 1 block. And we went to Tilly's parents' house. So her dad was able to be with Austin and have that moment. And it's just fantastic. Because it's for the little kids, man.
I haven't seen the costume.
So I just want to say thank you.
From?
Thank you to those people that hand out candy. Because it made my kids' night. Talked about it all week. And it's on a sugar high still.
Yeah, what was the ice cream from?
That was from the zoo.
Oh, I was like, okay, because his costume was on point, man. That was a great costume.
Just loved it. Running around in his little T-Rex arms because the
cute.
Transformers costume's too big.
Trick or treat. So cute. Him and his bestie, I'm assuming.
So did 1 block of candy, was that enough? I mean, did you get loaded up enough?
He was getting a little tired.
Was he?
I was like, all right, I'm ready. Let's go.
And then you go home and you separate your candy. Remember that? Remember you go home and go through all your candy?
No, that was good. Then trade.
Oh, yeah.
So I had a meeting yesterday morning right after the show over by Costco, and I hadn't bought candy yet. So I went by Costco, and I'm looking around. Normally they got all those displays up of candy, and they weren't there when you walk in. They were just Christmas trees.
Oh, don't get me started.
No, they were just Christmas trees. And I'm like, hey, so do you have candy? Yep, aisle 304. And I went over, and at Costco, they got stacks and stacks. There was 1 little box left.
No.
So probably about 25, 30 of those big bags of candy. And the lady's like, yeah, that's it. That's all we got. There's no more left in the back. And I grabbed one. And I went back looking for something else. And as I came back up, there was a lady said, sir, where did you find that? And I said, right here, ma'am. They were right. Oh, my. They're gone. They were like Costco was out. But that's going to be Addie's candy because
because you went to dinner?
Well, because I had a few and then went to dinner. But as I was driving down the hill, and this is every year, the amount of cars that are lined up from people that aren't from our hood that are
like,
just
these
unloading.
guys gotta have the good stuff.
And it's like cars of like 8 kids piling out and up and down the streets. I've never, never seen
Drive
that.
to the good neighborhoods.
I don't know.
In
I
town.
don't know that I live in a good hood, but
Austin did have a moment. One of the houses, lady comes to the door. She had full-size candy bars.
Yes.
And
Love
then
that.
lollipops. And he picked a lollipop.
Really?
That's his favorite thing. And I was sitting on
That
the
makes
sidewalk
sense,
like,
though.
no,
get the
no,
king
get
size.
the big one. Oh, okay.
Dang.
Wow. That's really kind of cool. You had you had good candy.
It's all in the break room now, so
Yeah, no, I got it.
enjoy.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. How was Halloween, by the way? How did it go last night? It was good. All right, you're on the Twitter. All right, so Jerry Kill was on talking about his wins. And we were talking to him about the wins. So they won 3 games. They beat Hawaii, New Mexico, and UMass. And one of you said, dang, how impressive. If only the Lobos could schedule powerhouses like Hawaii, UMass, and themselves too, LOL. I don't know. Didn't they beat you 21-9?
I don't care
Aren't
who
those teams
you beat.
2 of their wins in your league?
You need wins.
Dub is a dub.
And by the way, those were teams that were beating the crap out of you in the past. Hawaii, not UMass. They beat UMass last year, but Hawaii beat them last year. It's step by step. Don't you have to start by beating the teams that used to beat you and then get better? Like you're right.
You're not in a
powerhouse.
You're not. This isn't NCAA basketball where we're looking at your strength schedule. You're not competing to get into the college football playoff.
No.
It's about beating whoever the heck you can in this state right now as a Division I football team.
Yeah, I look. Nobody's saying that it was Nevada,
For New
Hawaii,
Mexico State to be
FIU.
3-5 right now, no one outside of maybe a handful of wobble in their shoes, Aggie or die, people would have said they would have been 3-5 right now.
Yeah. Like to 4-3-6-9, like you're right. You know, those aren't powerhouses. They beat Hawaii and they beat UMass and they beat New Mexico. And they're holding those schools that are supposed to look like them, many of the Mountain West schools, to 18.6 points a game. Step by step.
You always want to laugh at your rivals.
I know.
And poke fun at them. But at this point in time, you're coming into the season. New Mexico State was in conversation of being the worst football program in America.
And they're not.
They've won 3 games.
And one of them was against, I'm pretty sure you.
It's about getting W's. We're nowhere near the point where you start looking at, well, who did you beat? Who have you really beaten? You got to, win for a little bit to get to that point. And then start getting fresh. Oh, you didn't beat any good teams. Are you really that good? Well, it doesn't matter in college football. It's about getting 2-6 or competing in whatever your division you're in to be a top 2 team in your conference, try to play a conference championship game.
Yeah. And it's progress. If you're not watching them and saying, okay, in year 1 they're making a hell of a lot of progress. It's cool if you're not watching. I'm okay with that. But they're making progress. Nobody's told you they're great. Jerry Kill didn't tell you they're great. I didn't tell you they're great. Their fans aren't telling you they're great. But they're winning games that maybe in the past they don't win. That's all. 505-246-0610. Hey, what QC Kinetics is doing for people really is nothing short of amazing. Talking about real, lasting relief from joint pain. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in exciting new pain treatments with advanced regenerative medicine, non-surgical alternatives. So if you're living with joint pain from injury or arthritis, don't let them tell you steroids and pain meds and surgery are the only options, because they're not. QC Kinetics uses regenerative treatments. These can restore and repair your own damaged tissue. Maybe you've been diagnosed with bone-on-bone arthritis, or you've been told you need a replacement. Call QC Kinetics and get an alternative way to deal with this pain. These amazing protocols work with pain caused by injury as well. So if you have a torn meniscus or a rotator cuff, call QC Kinetics and figure out what they can do for you. Call them now. Don't keep living with that pain. Learn how regenerative medicine can give you your life back with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. QC Kinetics, free consultation at 505-226-8688. 505-226-8688. That's QC Kinetics at 505-226-8688.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
I'm checking on this because I'm pretty sure this is right. But one of you just said, Mike said, reply to caller Jeff Alou. It was the emailer. UMass is on Lobo football schedule next season, as is mighty Tennessee Tech. 2023 Lobo football non-conference. But you better win these games.
Oh, boy.
Tennessee Tech. So you open up Labor Day weekend. You don't have to complain to me next week or next year about playing on Thursday or Saturday or Friday. Save the emails for the following year when they play. Actually, the play looks like 0 week against Montana State that year. But you play at Texas A&M next year to open things up. You feel better about that? Then you open up at home against Tennessee Tech, get the Aggies the next weekend, and go to UMass. You better win that game. I'm just saying. Is that fair? To fan who is complaining about Tennessee Tech, about UMass. Just saying. On the text line, hey Lobo fan who poo-poo the Aggies record of 3-5, 21-9. Let me say it again. 21-9. That's what it says on my screen right here. I with all due respect, like Lobo fan, you got plenty to bounce at him. You really do. This probably isn't one of your strongest arguments. Am I wrong?
No, scoreboard. That's the difference in a rivalry game, is that one game gets you through the entire year.
Well, I mean, in this case, and they're winning a few others, right? I with all due respect, you got plenty to rip on them about. Right now, you're probably not in a spot to do it. Text line also says, imagine that, wide receivers getting open to make your offense look better instead of telling us how good the wide receivers are. The Aggies wide receivers showed they can get open and got open. Who knew NMSU would have a better wide receiver unit than UNM? I think they do, though, don't you?
They do.
Yeah. Feels to me that they're more explosive. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. It's kind of crazy. Mike's in on the candy supply. Was there a candy supply shortage, Marie?
I don't know. When I went to Smith's and Walgreens, there was plenty of candy.
Yeah, Albertsons was out. And by the time I was done yesterday.
Maybe if you wait till the last day.
I almost waited till the last minute.
Last minute. But when I was in Smith's yesterday, because I waited till the last minute as well.
Yeah.
It was they were putting all the candy on Halloween candy on sale, and then all the workers were stocking the Christmas stuff. So out of control.
Ding ding-a-ling, ding ding-a-ling, ding ding-a-ling, ding ding.
It's happening.
It's here. Mike says candy supply shortage. Jeff Alou. I started looking at the stores around August. What? Really? Around
what?
For candy, and they never had any except for a few boxes of the overpriced stuff. In normal times, they'd have aisles and aisles of sugary goodness. I mean, what's the sweet spot to buy candy? Like a week out, right?
Yeah, I don't know. August.
I mean, God bless.
That's over-prepared.
Well, good for you for getting going early. It's like Christmas shopping. I mean, when do you start?
I should start.
Well, we all should.
God bless Amazon.
Dude. So, I'm not lying. Last couple of years, and this is...
Oh, I enjoy your sleigh.
Yeah. Well, but Addie will send me, like, just links, and I just click buy, click buy,
Boom,
click buy,
boom.
click buy, click
Easy.
buy, click buy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Wish list.
And then find a few things that she didn't think about. And, yeah, dude, it's Amazon makes it wonderful. When do you start?
Oh, goodness. I just kind of am on the back burner.
So do you just buy for Tilly and Tilly takes care of Austin? I mean, Santa does?
Yeah, we'll do Austin shopping together. Okay. But Tilly takes care of everything.
That's right.
And then I just sign the card.
It's pretty much how that's supposed to work.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. 505-246-0610.
Really
it is November, you guys. Like kind of bonkers that this happened so quickly. But, I mean, I guess that's kind of the way the calendar goes, huh? It is just what it is. All right, I don't see anything. Have you seen anything yet about a trade in the NFL?
No.
Trade deadline's coming.
I'm waiting.
What is it? Is it like 2 o'clock today? What time is it today? Sometime today is my trade deadline?
Yes.
Yeah, at some point.
Probably Eastern.
Yeah. All right. Last night, 32-13, Browns over the Bengals. So you called, and I don't ever have a problem because so many NFL games are one-score games and close games, and primetime games, for whatever reason, tend to be that way. So you took the Browns the points. Did you think the Browns were winning last night?
I thought they had a good chance to win.
Yeah.
And if you say, hey, Browns +3, it's not saying outright. I didn't think they were going to beat them like that.
Yeah.
No. But this had close game written all over it because it's one of those where everyone's saying, no doubt.
Yeah.
It's Bengals, right? It's Bengals. Well, the Bengals, as explosive as they are, we see some of the warts still with that team. It was the first game without Jamar Chase. It wasn't pretty. Because they want to spread the football around. They want Joe Burrow to attack. You take away his best weapon, things are going to look a little bit different. And Cleveland is built for games like this. They'll line up, they'll run the football, but try to slow down Nick Chubb and Jacoby Brissett. Every now and then,
yes,
he can be pretty darn good off that play action. And when he hit Amari Cooper, had some big plays, he ran in for a touchdown. That's what had me liking this as a close game. I did not think that the Browns were going to beat him like that, but it had close game written all over it.
278, a touchdown and no interceptions for Jacoby Brissett. The text line says, do the Browns have a quarterback problem when Watson comes back? No. I mean, the problem is Watson's their quarterback, and they're going to have to get that. Is he just plug and play? After not playing in the league for almost 2 years.
Is he plug and play? Yes.
Play?
Does that mean it's going to look good? No.
Yeah, and that's kind of my point. They will plug and play. And he's going to get 3 weeks of practice, I guess. But like that first week, and they get the Texans. But the first 2 weeks back, do you expect him to resemble Patrick Mahomes or, I don't know, Zach Wilson? Or somewhere in between or something different?
Probably closer to not great for the first game.
Right.
For Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. I think a lot of this is going to be I'm
because they're still a 3-5 team.
They are. But they still have a lot of weapons, JJ. You still, I mean, they can run the ball as well as anybody. If they hold on to Kareem Hunt, I think
still a good chunk of games until that time.
Yeah.
But you cannot be a below 500 team or hovering around 500 and say, "Oh, we're starting Jacoby Brissett the rest of the season," when you sold your soul for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I mean that's a no-brainer. So when they got a schedule before he comes back, Dolphins, Bills, Buccaneers.
This is what you want. You want Deshaun Watson playing football because he hasn't played football in forever. So you go into the offseason with your franchise quarterback.
All right, so you nor I, and I'm going to guess Marie, have no doubt on Deshaun Watson physically as a quarterback, right? What he can do as a quarterback. Do you question how well he's going to handle? And
absolutely.
I know sometimes we have these conversations and you know, you're right. You're going to tell me, look, when it's 3rd and 3 and he needs to make that throw, he's not thinking about all the off-field stuff. But there's a reason you prep, and this is kind of the same conversation we had with Tommy. Everything that goes on in your life, right? It does play into how you perform professionally. It just does. Everything that he's dealt with and is going to deal with when he comes back. I don't know Deshaun Watson. I don't know his capacity to handle adversity. Do you think that will play into his performance and limit him, or does it fuel him? And I honestly don't know because I don't know him at all, and we've got nothing to go on. But do you agree with me that that's got to play into it, or do you disagree?
I think it's more he hasn't played a football game in a very long time.
Then there's that.
And then he went into a new system, a new coach, a new franchise. Yeah.
And yes,
I'm more concerned about that. Yeah.
For so long.
Yeah.
Because of the mess he made.
I just watch a guy who is so mentally acute, so mentally strong in Tom Brady. And I told you the other day, I firmly believe all the off-field stuff has got to affect him. He's a human being. And I feel in a different way, but the same way about Watson. When you're dealing with so much strife and stress in your life, and football is such a mental, and it takes so much preparation, I don't know how it doesn't affect your play. No, we'll see. And look, if he doesn't play well, everybody's going to analyze why. Is it because he hasn't played in a while, or his skills diminish? Is it the mental stuff? Is it the off-field stuff? And I don't know that we can ever get to an answer. But then again, if he comes out and all of a sudden he lights it up and looks like an all-pro, I mean, then he's amazing and it's unbelievable. I don't know how you can be human and be him and just step into that role and be everything they want you to be.
It's a fair question to ask. Just what impact does things like that have when it's so specific to the person, instead of some of the noise we talk about of maybe some locker room dysfunction or guys looking sideways at a dude, when it's so player specific in this instance, when it's Tom Brady's problem, it's Deshaun Watson's problem. How does it affect everything that's going on?
All right, 505-246-0610. When we come back, and don't shrug off the story because you're going to love it. I'm just going to tell you that. But how do you get people to a college volleyball game in droves? You've been asking that for a long time. Oh, my goodness gracious, what they did at Wisconsin to inadvertently, and I don't know who did it, but they're coming in big numbers. This is unreal. We don't talk a lot of college volleyball, and I don't know who won the damn game, and honestly, I don't care. But you're going to want to hear this story next on the opening drive.
Brought to you by New Balance. New Balance Albuquerque. Shoes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area.
I don't know. We have spent months of time of conversation. I mean, if you add up all the time we've talked on this show about attendance and how to get people to games and what works, I mean, it probably, I don't know, months worth of time. Hour after hour after, yeah.
I don't know, but I've been back a year and a half. It's a lot of time.
Yeah, all right. Winning is the answer, right?
Yes.
Winning is the answer. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, A-Marie, Adrian. JJ, Wisconsin's women's volleyball team is the defending national champion. They are 17-3 overall. They're 11-1 in conference play. But their crowds are insane. Would you tell me that crowd was?
So on average, they get, this is the average, like on any day, 8,000 fans. The capacity of where they play volleyball,
the basketball arena,
yeah, is like 16,000 or 17,000. I mean 17,000. But they set a record 3 weeks ago, 16,833 fans.
Now, why would that be, JJ?
Now, I don't know if it goes hand in hand, but I just find it funny.
I think it goes hand in hand. And there's way more jokes in there when you say hand in hand.
I just can't. I thought it was a joke at first when I see all this TikTok stuff.
All right, so private nude photos and a video of the women's volleyball team were leaked on social media. The Madison Police Department is trying to figure out what happened. Evidently, these photos were on one of the one of the players' phones. They do not believe that she put them out, but that her phone was hacked. So, but this is obviously illegal there. But whatever it is, these photos of these attractive young volleyball players went relatively viral. The pictures evidently were taken, A-Marie, after they won the national championship back in December. I guess they all just geared down and took pictures.
Yeah.
Like, how do you celebrate? We go out and party. They just take naked pictures. And knock yourself out, man. I mean, do whatever it is that you want to do. But they were leaked online. Most of it has been removed. Stop looking for it. Put down the Google. Like all you guys are there right now. Stop it. Most of it's been taken down from the websites where they were posted. But they were posted without consent. One of the photos, which was reviewed by the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, several players have their sports bras lifted during the team's private celebration after they won the Big Ten. So
it's not affecting their winning, and the crowds are getting bigger.
Look, man, and dudes.
I'm sorry, with all due respect, I can't help but
laugh.
No,
how do you not? So you ask all the time.
I mean, that looks
how
like
are we going to fill that place? How are we going to?
That looks like a Wisconsin basketball game. Let's be honest. That crowd.
There's no doubt. So you told me there was a crowd of 16,789.
Yeah,
or something?
833. That's but that's an NCAA record for a single game.
And somehow you want to tell me there's no correlation to these pictures?
I guess not. But crowds just keep increasing.
Quite a rise in crowd since the pictures.
Yeah, there's been yes, but come on, 8,000 fans in general.
No, that's nuts.
Pre-nudes.
Pre-nudes.
That's pretty awesome.
So BN before the nudes.
Before the nudes, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
And then
so
after the nudes, the crowds have doubled.
And the girls, they're not letting it affect them. They're winning. They're thriving. Good for them. But I'm sorry. Come on, think of any. That's great.
Just saying, man. If you're looking at winning helps.
You know how dudes are too.
I do know how dudes are.
They're all out there.
And every one of them thinks they've got a chance, dude.
We're all going out to the volleyball game
Every one
tonight.
of them's got a chance. Just ask them. Bad idea? I mean, I'm not suggesting
it's a bad idea.
Purpose.
They didn't do it on purpose, but
like,
you got to be
hacked
careful.
And it was leaked, and that's troubling.
Be careful if you just whatever you put on your phone, it can be found.
I'm sorry, man.
I had to share that story with you
No,
guys
I'm so
this morning.
glad you did. A-Marie found that this morning. She's like, I'm not sure we want to talk about this on the air. I'm like, absolutely we do.
Well, and sometimes it's fake news or trades and this guy popped up and he's just the biggest fan of Wisconsin volleyball. I was like, all right, what's the catch here? And then I heard this story.
Where's my guy Harold who sends me constant emails about, can we talk about Lobo volleyball? And
I think
I'm like,
Fred too.
I mean, what does Lobo volleyball get? A couple hundred a game?
Well, we know the secret
and
to
again,
success.
I'm not suggesting gearing
Obviously,
down and
we're joking.
Well, making joke of something that actually happened.
Yeah.
What's undefeated again? Father Time and Sex? Is that right?
Yes. I guess. Women run the world.
You're very quiet about this one.
Oh, the text line, I can't wait to check in about 10 minutes.
It makes sense why the fans would show up.
Yeah, because the posters like that where they're fully clad in every store or bookstore around town.
Oh, man. That's funny.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah. All right. I'll change the subject.
Let's go Badgers. Taking on TCU this weekend.
Is that who they're playing?
Yeah, let's go.
Really?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. It's not even a league game.
I don't know.
All right. I mean, what do I know about scheduling women's volleyball?
You're going to learn a lot more now.
All press is good press.
Look, dudes have gone out and cared about women's volleyball all of a sudden. Sitting up in the nosebleed seats at the women's volleyball game. Number 8 looks different.
It's in it's in Fort Worth too.
All right, good.
So
good. All right,
see what that crowd looks.
Let's see if they travel.
That's a great call.
What if they travel?
That's a great call.
They have TCU then Baylor. I think so.
You know what I want to know? What are the when they go on the road?
Oh no, I
do they attract?
Just
so
kidding.
if they go
I lied to you. They're going to Illinois. Sorry.
Yeah. So when they go to Northwestern, they go to Iowa, when they go to Rutgers, are the volleyball crowds increased because
this was before
the Wisconsin team's coming to town?
They're going to Illinois. My bad.
Yeah, that makes way more sense.
I was like, oh no, that was the long time ago, August.
Yeah, long time ago.
Pre-nudes. All right, Big Ten, baby, going to Illinois.
All right,
I might tune in.
Yeah, 505-246-0610. Going to reset at the top. We actually not even at the top. When we come back, up to date on what's going on in regards to trade rumors. You can get in on Jerry Kill from earlier today, NBA. Oh, and the World Series was supposed to happen yesterday. Update on that too. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by New.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore one more time. And the block did the job. Blocked by Carpenter. Kept up. Tough angle. Macias. No, it's dumped over instead by Kirkland. Cheshire. She'll set Chris Moore again. She's blocked again. Carpenter. Cheshire. Chris Moore. Another swing. This time she'll dump it over. Cheshire. She'll set in the middle for Carpenter. And she puts it away. That was the longest rally of the set, and it still goes to the Huskies. 24-14. Set point. Huskies.
But it falls right to the feet of St. Pius. Opportunity here. Vaughn. Spinaroonie. Shot. Score! 1941. Leo Vaughn gets a second.
Culpepper. He's got Cordova again. And Brody Whitaker blows that play up. So fast from the edge.
For Babinski. Babinski shut up in a goal.
Devaney tries to dummy it through. It's loose. Opportunity. And it worm burns in.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore. Yes! The freshman connects again.
Good job out in front. Okay, Rayner with the shots. We have another opportunity here. Can't she draw? She's behind the goalkeeper. Out in front and goal! Okay, Rayner. She fights and she fights and she fights and she scores. Stop the clock for the official.
Now looking, unloads again, right up the middle. Single coverage. Oh, what a catch! See you later. Turn off the lights. Goodbye, baby. Touchdown. Ram.
Pardon me for Lozano. This time, Culpepper. He's got a man. Caught. It's again Tommy Lopez. Lopez breaks a man. And Lopez not stopped at the 3 this time. Tommy Lopez. He's got a huge touchdown.
That snap. Mariano picks it up. Great protection. Going for a home run ball down the middle of the field. It's underthrown. Oh, what a catch! A catch and run for the touchdown for Tregon Williams.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit International.
All right, no World Series last night, postponed because of weather. So for whom will it be a benefit? Good morning to you. Hello, November. We'll be gone till November. January, February, March, April, May. Jeff, JJ, A. Marie, and Adrian. You can watch our show every day. We are on ProView Networks, Comcast Channel 26, and our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, and the YouTube channel for ProView Network. So go take a look at it if you'd like. JJ, benefits probably both teams as far as pitching. So Noah Syndergaard was going to pitch for the Phillies yesterday. They're going to go to Suarez today in Game 3. They'll probably completely skip Noah Syndergaard, put him back in the bullpen for long relief when they need him. Aaron Nola back in Game 4, and then or Syndergaard in Game 5. That gives Zach Wheeler the extra day of rest. Astros are going to stay with Lance McCullers Jr. giving Verlander his full rest. So probably benefits the Phillies a little more, would you say?
It does, but Lance McCullers still really good pitcher for them. It's a situation where it comes down to the back end of the bullpen. And that's where you're seeing Houston be vulnerable. What happened in Game 1?
Yes, it did.
Philadelphia got some runs off the pen in Game 2.
Made you nervous in
So I
Game
have
2.
zero issues with the Astros. They're starting pitching. Who's it going to be finishing these games off?
They got away from Monday Night Baseball, too. I mean, Monday Night Football. The baseball did. So, but they're in it. So that's why you didn't get a World Series. I tuned over, and I'm like, all right, it says World Series, and wait a minute. I'm watching Family Feud. It was funny. Good Family Feud. Steve Harvey had a cool suit on, like super shiny suit. But, yeah, it wasn't what I wanted. Hello, Rudy.
Good morning. You know, yesterday and all the aftermath of the big sports weekend, I forgot to talk about probably one of the biggest. When you talk about dynasties in sports, I mean, 15 years in a row for the women's cross-country team.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, 15 Mountain
years.
West Conference championships.
I know your
in a row.
daughter's a cross-country runner.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's impressed.
Yeah, she's not quite good enough to run for Joe Franklin. But, yeah, 15 straight conference championships for that program is, I don't know. I mean, is there any other better definition of dynasty?
There isn't, and you think about it, from year to year, how many kids have come through that program? And, you know, no sickness, illness, nothing's gotten in their way. That's truly impressive, and I think Joe Franklin is one of the best track coaches I've ever been around. And, you know, when I was a kid, there was Hugh Hackett. And we'd go to the track meets and watch Adolph Plummer and John Baker and those guys run. It was pretty amazing how good UNM was back in the 60s.
I don't remember them. I just know what's going on now and what's going on. Like that, the women's team has a real shot at a national championship this year. North Carolina State is number 1, but it looks like, from what I understand, that the UNM team has been closing the gap in the meets, which they've competed together, and he's got a shot at it.
I think he does, and I think this could be another national championship year for Joe. You know, probably one of the more humble guys.
No
you
doubt.
talk to him.
No doubt.
He's just very, very low-key. I asked him why he didn't want to be part of the United States Olympic program, and he just looked at me and said one word. You know what the word was?
Nope.
Politics.
Okay. Yeah.
He just wants to coach. You know, he doesn't want to get embroiled in all that other stuff. So congratulations to those girls. And the soccer team's hosting a event before the soccer match. I'll be out there supporting the women's soccer team as they gun for another Mountain West tournament championship and a berth in the NCAA tournament. That's the only way they're probably going to go. I don't know if they'll get in as an at-large, so they got to win the whole thing. So a lot of pressure on them, but I think they'll come through.
Yeah, no, it's good. That'll be tomorrow is when they play. They play San Diego State, right, JJ?
Yep, and I want to hear
State.
JJ screaming goal from the.
So does he. So do I. So do I. All right, man.
Thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
They play San Jose State, right?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. All right. Now, hey, congratulations to Joe Franklin on that women's soccer team. That women's cross country team. 15 in a row is insanity. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Going to reset at the top. Get you through that game yesterday. Anything that's going on in NFL trade news, deadline stuff. NBA. And your phone calls at 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive, Jeff, JJ, Amory, and Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and J.J. Bach.
Pumpkins and goblins and orange helmets everywhere. Browns beat the Bengals 32-13 on Halloween in the mistake by the... I'm sorry, in Cleveland, Ohio. It's not nice. It's not nice. Only the locals can call it the mistake by the lake, right? Not us from not there. It's the opening drive. Good day to you, Jeff Symbieta, JJ, Buck, A-Marie, and Adrian. Lots going on in the NFL. It is trade deadline day. Browns beat the Bengals 32-13 yesterday. And JJ, the big news this morning isn't on a trade, but it's a firing. The Colts fired their offensive coordinator, Marcus Brady. So 1 week you bench your quarterback. All right, well, that didn't work. So let's fire the offensive coordinator. Next move is Frank Reich, isn't it?
Yes.
I don't know what
Irsay loves Frank Reich though, so from my Colts insider.
Most people seem to. The people who know him, right?
But just because you love him doesn't mean he should
No,
be a
I
head
know, but it
coach.
makes it harder to fire a guy you like than you
Totally.
don't like.
Totally.
I mean, period. Right? This was Frank Reich's statement, quote, "This was an incredibly hard decision, but one I felt needed to be made in the best interest of the team. I appreciate Marcus's commitment." Do they just have, like, templates for this? Insert name. And
Totally.
Good luck to him. We appreciate it. I mean, really? They're 3-4-1. They've scored 17 or less points in 5 of their 8 games. Sam Ellinger's their quarterback. What do you expect? I mean, you went from Matt Ryan to Sam Ellinger. You expected an explosion the other day? It's not like going from
Absolutely
Baker Mayfield
not.
to P.J.
No.
Walker. Oh, wait.
Absolutely
kind
not.
of is.
Kind of is.
Well, I mean,
That
am I
was funny.
wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I don't think there was any expectations. I just think something had to be done.
Yeah, they got everybody told me the best running back in the league, right?
Yeah, that gets 9-8 carries a game.
They've got...
He's hurt.
He is hurt.
Okay.
Like, it was a high ankle sprain. He came back. He is not running well right now. Do they still need to run the football more? Yes. But you saw him even this weekend getting extra tape on that ankle. He's a bit hobbled, Jonathan Taylor.
They've got a terrific receiver in Pittman. I think
They
Paris
got tight
Campbell's
ends.
very good. They've got tight ends.
They paid for an offensive line.
They should be way better. This was, I don't want to say everybody's pick in that division because the Titans are there, but it was certainly the majority pick in that division, was it not?
Oh, absolutely.
This was another, well, just insert quarterback and stir. This was the Broncos in a lot of respect, wasn't
Absolutely.
it?
Absolutely. Like, oh, a good defense. They got the weapons on offense.
Add quarterback,
Insert
stir,
veteran,
and you've got
MVP
yourself
quarterback.
a frick hearty drink.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's ride.
Who's
With the
more?
Colts? I think that's a motto with the Colts too. Let's ride.
So who's more disappointing? Which horsey is more disappointing, the Colts or the Broncos?
Ooh, this is good.
Isn't it? Which horsey?
I know this is personal for this show, but
No, I know it is. But it's your team-in-law. It's your team. But who do you think is a more disappointing? I mean, because they were both kind of the same thing, right?
Yes.
And the answer could be yes. They're both grossly disappointing. Colts are 3-4-1.
I think it was a bigger deal that Russell Wilson went to the Broncos and what they gave up and Drew Lock and the whole thing. But
You're expecting Denver to be... Are you expecting them to be better because Russell Wilson versus Matt Ryan? That should be an easy answer even right now.
Right.
You'd say, oh, let's take Russell Wilson.
absolutely.
But I think if you're the Colts, too, the fact that you won 3-1 in a division where we did not think that Jacksonville and Houston should be beating you or tying you. You've already lost 2 games to the Titans. Whereas even in AFC West, we get it. The Raiders and Broncos have not been good, but you're expecting them to beat each other up. You weren't expecting Indianapolis to be 1-3-1 in the division right now.
So I'm going to tell you the answer is yes. They're both unbelievably disappointing. I'll lean A. Marie's way that the Broncos are more disappointing simply because, and not even that I expected Russ to be better than Matt Ryan, because I expected Matt Ryan to be pretty damn good. But because of the price they paid to get, right, the capital that they gave up to get that quarterback. Well, the Colts gave up like a 3 and a 5 or something, right? Something along those lines.
And it was the Carson deal, like a certain amount of
Right.
It's some nonsense.
It was
with Carson
conditional
Wentz.
stuff, and okay, and what the Broncos gave up. Look, the Colts though, you puked all over yourself in the final game of last year and decided, okay, we got to make a move. And then you bring in this guy and say, we've shored up our line. We got the best running back in football. We got a good defense. We got great receivers. All we need is we're adding a former NFL MVP. Shake it, stir it, drink it. We're winning this division easily because, well, the Titans lost A.J. Brown and their quarterback's Ryan Tannehill. They can't be very good. By the way, they've won 5 in a row. This is it. The answer is yes. They are both grossly disappointing. Both of them.
Nathaniel Hackett, Frank Wright, you got to go, buddy. That's what I think.
So do you think they're the same guy right now?
Well, not the same because obviously Nathaniel Hackett's younger and only has under a year in with that team, but he's on his way.
So if I had to ask you which coach do you have more faith in turning it around, this is an easy answer, isn't it? Or is the answer neither? Mine's Frank Reich. Is the answer neither?
The answer is Nathaniel Hackett.
Really?
He has Russell Wilson at quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely.
As opposed to Sam Ellinger.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Crazy.
Yeah, these are two teams that, while I don't think either was going to win the Super Bowl.
No, absolutely not. But you thought they were going to be like good teams, make it competitive.
They're both going to miss the playoffs. They're both going to miss the playoffs. Colts aren't winning that division. Not only are they...
Well, especially because they lost twice to the Titans, so...
Yeah, they're 2.5 back of the
Titans. It doesn't matter if they win out or anything, or turn it around.
Right, they're 2.5 back, and so it's 3.5 because they lost the tiebreaker.
Absolutely.
So they're done. And I don't see a way to a wild card for them unless there's total collapses everywhere else. I mean, we all think Cincinnati's going to be better than them. Cleveland's getting better. Miami, the Jets, New England, Chargers... I mean, if you just said they're both, if we were to have this conversation in August, said which team might not make the playoffs, the Colts or the Broncos, this would have been a tough conversation, right?
Absolutely.
And I don't think any of us would have said neither. Would we?
Well, I just thought the Broncos, and they still are, in the better division. And then we didn't know what Russell Wilson was going to do, but we thought the Colts were absolutely going to be a contender for the AFC South.
We thought the Broncos were in a juggernaut division, and they're not. I mean, is it better than the AFC South? Yeah. Kansas City's really good. Are you guys totally sold on the Chargers still?
That's another coach I'm having a problem with.
Like
they should be. They shouldn't be. That's another team. What are we doing? You got everything.
They got 2 games gifted to them. Right? Then they got blued out their own built by the Seahawks. And by the way, you know what they got coming up? Falcons, first place team.
Tough team, by the way. They've been competitive all year.
Then they go see the 49ers.
Tough team.
And then they get the Chiefs.
I mean,
those are their next 3. You sold on them as much as you were beforehand?
No.
Give me some Staley. I'm just saying. But, yeah, the most disappointing horsey to me, the answer is yes. I mean, if they fell off their horsey.
Well, the horses, let's ride.
Let's ride. Somebody better start riding. Is there another horsey team in the NFL?
No. And
Are they the only 2 horses?
Yes, and they're both in the same position. So.
There's no other horsies?
No other horsies.
Put in another quarter into the little dime store horsey machine. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to bum you out.
Oh, I'm not bummed.
No.
It's the reality of the situation.
I want to sit here and tell you, no, one of them is going to make the
Also,
playoffs.
JJ's not a delusional fan. He's a smart man. We're all,
relatively calm.
Yeah.
I thought I was delusional that Tuesday morning after Monday Night Football when I said Nathaniel Hackett could be a one-and-done coach. I can't say that after one game. I see a lot of things about a head coach early on.
And JJ hit it on the head when he'll win enough games not to get fired.
These Jaguars stick around, win 6 games.
You
like,
nailed
you know
that
what?
too. No, honestly, if they'd have got beat by Jacksonville, right, we'd probably be saying yesterday he'd have been out.
Yeah.
He probably saved his job, which is probably not a good thing for your franchise. This is when you're rooting for your team to lose, like Auburn fan was, so they can get rid of Brian Harsin and pay him $15.5 million to go away. Oh, by the way, if you're just joining us, can I throw my favorite number of the day out to you? Auburn's paying Brian Harsin $15.5 million to go away. He gets half of that within the next 30 days. In the last 2.5 years, they paid Gus Malzahn $21.7 to go away and Brian Harsin $15.5. That's $37.2 million in buyout money, plus the assistant coach's buyout money, plus the deal that they had with their former athletic director to retire early. They are north of $40+ million in buyout money, never mind what they're paying their guys in salaries.
I'm going to start bringing these numbers to the boss.
I'm just telling you, when we lose our mind around here.
If I ever get fired or have to
I've
quit
been
or whatever,
fired.
I
got 13 weeks pay.
Was it 15?
No, but that's what was in my contract, that they could terminate me with 13 weeks pay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Was it Auburn money, Jeff?
Hardly.
Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't have even bought me books for my psych class at Auburn, I don't think. Yeah. Goodness gracious. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. I mean, it's insane, right? How bad do you feel for a guy? He lost his job.
I don't feel bad for those
getting
guys.
paid $15.5 million.
I don't feel bad.
Speaking of that, I don't know that he got a bunch of money to walk away. There's been an athletic director resign this morning in the Mountain West Conference. Who it is and what that might mean, that's coming up next on the opening drive. Many men and women struggle with hair loss, don't know where to go. If you're concerned about thinning hair, you should know about industry-leading, cutting-edge treatments to reverse that trend and restore your hair. NuMale helps men and women feel better and look better by getting your hair back. NuMale's medical professionals walk you through the process. You choose the procedure that's best for you. Platelet-rich plasma hair therapy. It uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells, deepen your hair follicle, and stop hair loss. You'll regrow your hair. They have an FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser proven to regrow hair, and NeoGraft hair transplants, which produce natural-looking results in less than a week with no linear scarring. Men, ladies, call NuMale, 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 or online at NuMale, NuMale.com. And guys, NuMale's helping men all over the country deal with problems like fatigue and depression, weight gain, even erectile dysfunction. With testosterone replacement, men feel better, perform better. It's time to deal with those things. Call NuMale and schedule your appointment right here in Albuquerque. 505-652-1688. That's 505-652-1688 or online at NuMale.com.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore one more time. And the block did the job. Blocked by Carpenter. Kept up. Tough angle. Macias. No, it's dumped over instead by Kirkland. Cheshire. She'll set Chris Moore again. She's blocked again. Carpenter. Cheshire. Chris Moore. Another swing. This time she'll dump it over. Cheshire. She'll set in the middle for Carpenter. And she puts it away. That was the longest rally of the set, and it still goes to the Huskies. 24-14. Set point, Huskies.
But it falls right to the feet of St. Pius. Opportunity here. Vaughn. Spinaroonie. Shot. Score. 1941. Leo Vaughn gets a second.
Culpepper. He's got Cordova again, and Brody Whitaker blows that play up so fast from the edge. For Babinski. Babinski shut up in a goal.
Devaney tries to dummy it through. It's loose. Opportunity. And it worm burns goes in.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore. Yes! The freshman connects again.
Good job out in front. Okay, Rayner with the shots. We got another opportunity here. Cam Crowley, she's behind the goalkeeper. Out in front and goal. Okay, Rayner. She fights and she fights and she fights and she scores. Stop the clock for the official.
Unloads again, right up the middle. Single coverage. Oh, what a catch! See you later. Turn off the lights. Goodbye, baby. Touchdown.
Pardon me for Lozano. This time, Culpepper. He's got a man. Caught. It's again Tommy Lopez. Lopez breaks a man. And Lopez not stopped at the 3 this time. Tommy Lopez. He's got a huge touchdown.
That snap. Mariano picks it up. Great protection. Going for a home run ball down the middle of the field. It's underthrown. Oh, what a catch! A catch and run for the touchdown for Trayvon Williams.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special.
I just saw this. This is horrible. Jethro Muscadin passed away. Lobo Basketball put out a tweet. Their former player says the Lobo community is saddened today by the passing of former New Mexico basketball player Jethro Muscadin. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family and friends during this time. If you recall, Jethro, remember he left the team last year. And it was in December, right? It was after the Colorado trip. It was, I think it was even after the Vegas tournament in Thanksgiving. It was in December. And Jethro passed away. I don't know, and you asked me this, has he been in there was a car accident, if you recall, right? He was going back east and was with his girlfriend, and I want to say they were in Oklahoma, is that right? Texas, Oklahoma. And there was a car accident, and Jethro was really, really badly injured. And you asked me, has he been in a coma this whole time? I don't know the answer. It's funny, I thought about him relatively recently. I wonder how he's doing, what happened. Because somebody told me, and this was like 8 months ago, like January, February, that he was close to passing. And I never heard much more on it. But the Lobos put something out this morning that Jethro's passed away. That's, God, what was he, 22 years old, 21 years old? Yeah, no, sending love and good thoughts to that family and all of you who knew Jethro Muscadin. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck, A-Marie, Adrian. So the Spun is reporting this morning that John Hartwell stepped down as the athletic director at Utah State. The timing's really interesting. So John Hartwell was one of the 2 or 3 finalists for the Auburn job. John Cohen from Mississippi State got the Auburn athletic director job yesterday. John's from the South. And he did not get the job. Evidently, he was scheduled to fly down, and he canceled his flight because he didn't get the job. And Pete Thamel tweeted this morning, quote, spoke to Utah State Athletic Director John Hartwell. He said he resigned from Utah State last night to move his family back to the South. Quote, we had a great run at Utah State, end quote. He told ESPN, it's time to make sure my family comes first. So he really wanted that job. You might have seen Eddie Nunez's name was linked to that job as well. But John Hartwell resigns at Utah State relatively abruptly, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
So that job's open. It's interesting up there, right? Because they've got a good basketball program. He brought Blake Anderson in and really turned that thing around. Last year, they won a conference championship. So we'll see how that affects things at Utah State. I think it always affects the leadership a little. It affects the whole program when leadership changes, but that's something to keep an eye on. All right, Todd's in on the Wisconsin nude pics, Marie. If you're just joining us, Wisconsin volleyball, there were like 40 pictures and videos of naked volleyball players, and their attendance has just gone up astronomically since that. Todd says, how much you want to bet one of the volleyball girls sent the photos to a loser boyfriend? Then when they broke up, he decided to have a little fun and turn the tables. All right, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think you're very well aware. When you send those things out, they're out, right? There's
always a risk.
Yeah, there's always a risk. So, meanwhile, in Logan, Utah, on radio yesterday, Lobo Hobo says, Coach Gary, that would be Blake Anderson, said this is a must-win for the Utags, Jeffers, to save their season. They're fresh and rested and have guys coming back that would not have been able to play if Utah State had to face the Lobos this last week. Yeah, it's a big game for them too, JJ. Lobos and Utah State on Saturday, big game for Utah State if they want to get back to a bowl game.
The Utah State team we're seeing this season is what we expected to see last season. This hit lightning in a bottle with Logan Bonner, who was fantastic. They destroyed, in a good way, the transfer portal. And Logan Bonner's got hurt. They're struggling early in the season. Now we're seeing what it's like when they usually have a turnover in a program and at the head coaching position.
Yeah, they've been scuffling. Dan says the producer scout, Jeffrey Juan Jose Ana Maria, since the opener is Texas A&M and the entire world already knows about the Aggies, I think the scout should be the following week for the University Stadium opener against Tennessee Tech. Yeah, we'll work on that next year. You want to do a scout next year for Texas A&M or Tennessee Tech? Okay. No, she's busy. Deutsch says...
I'm thinking about it, by the way.
Right.
I was listening.
That's your answer.
Yeah.
Next August?
Yeah, right.
I'm thinking of... I can't think about next August.
Nor can I. I can't think about next month.
That's why I delayed the
Yeah, I
answer.
don't blame you. I don't blame you. Deutsch says Rams and Tampa Bay, is this a state tournament elimination game? The loser is going to join Mud's West Mesa Mustangs on the sideline. Kind of got a win game for both those teams, isn't it? Rams and Bucks.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Kind of got a win situation.
Yeah, I think it's is it an elimination game? I mean, it's a pretty damn big one. I'll give you that.
It's right now the 6th seed in the NFC playoffs is 6-2. But if you look at divisions, the Falcons only 4-4. So it's a little more
more
attainable
important to the Rams, isn't it?
for Tampa Bay. The Rams, 5-3, Seattle 4-4, San Francisco.
Rams aren't very good, man. But I don't think Tampa Bay is very good either. I know everybody's telling me that their defense is so beat up.
Yeah.
Their defense is so beat up. Like, yeah, they were one of the best defenses in the league when we started. They're so different right now as we turn to November.
What's more surprising to you? The teams that are good right now or the teams that are bad right now? When we're talking about the Jets and Giants and Seahawks versus
and the Falcons,
the Packers, Buccaneers, and Rams.
So the teams that are good, that were the Falcons, the Seahawks, the Giants, and the Jets surprised me more then I wasn't as sold on the Buccaneers as everybody was. I thought the Rams were taking a step back. What's the other one? The Packers? Packers took a further step. Like, of those three, the Packers surprised me the most. Honestly. And I know everybody was on Tampa Bay. I thought they were taking a step back. You know where I was with the Rams. It's like, man, you got your season out of them. No, the teams that are good surprise me more than the teams that are bad. You?
I lean that way. Just because of, really, Geno Smith?
Nobody saw that.
Comeback player of the year?
Giants? Daniel Jones? Well, I mean, can Daniel Jones be in that conversation too, by the way?
Oh, yeah. No question about it.
Marcus Mariota's leading the Falcons to first place right now? Come on. The Jets? No. The teams that were supposed to be bad. I guess you got to throw the Colts into the first conversation, right? The disappointing, maybe even the Broncos. But no, the teams that we thought, look, all of these teams that, except for the Lions, that we thought would be competing for the first overall pick, Giants, Falcons, Seahawks were right at the top of everybody's mouth, weren't they? Everybody.
Yes, they were.
Now, we're halfway through, and the story isn't totally written. All right, so of all those teams, Giants, Seahawks, Falcons, Jets, which one has the best opportunity to sustain it and make a playoff run?
Seahawks, Giants.
You're taking the NFC teams, certainly, yeah.
Falcons,
Jets. I think the Seahawks, because I think the Seahawks have a chance, A, to get a home game. Giants don't. Well, Falcons, if they win their division, would get a home game. But I don't have as much love for the Falcons. I think the draft picks, first of all, if you watch the offensive line for the Seahawks, if they can keep Kenneth Walker healthy, and I'm sold on Geno for this year. I don't know that I'm sold for Geno for 5 years. I'm sold on Geno. Geno's not a fluke this year.
If you look at the Jets' upcoming schedule, they still have to play the Bills twice.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun with your revenge game in 2 weeks.
Yeah, enjoy that.
In New England.
Go up there. Yeah.
Bears would be, that's drifting more towards toss-up game.
Totally.
For Jets territory,
Yep.
where they are now. At the Vikings. Okay.
Jets better get
You got
some better
Lions,
quarterback play.
Jaguars, at Seahawks, at Dolphins.
That's how they end, at Seahawks, at Dolphins?
Yeah.
And they're going to need to win some of those games. Yeah, and so are all those other teams, because the Niners are coming for the Seahawks. Seahawks, if you're going to ask me, Giants, Jets, Seahawks, Falcons, who do I think can win a playoff game? Seahawks.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And if that's the case, give that old man Coach of the Year. The guy who and if Russ keeps going where Russ is going, and they turn those draft picks into something, that could go down as one of the craziest, best lopsided trades in the history of the National Football League. A trade that everybody thought, oh, yeah, great for everybody. 505-246-0610. Invite you to come in today, 505-246-0610. Emails are coming in at Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com, and on the Twitter, it's _JJ Buck. Watch us. ProView Networks, Comcast Channel 26, and the Facebook, the OD in the AM. It's the opening drive. Glad you're with us on a 1st of November on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore one more time. And the block did the job. Blocked by Carpenter. Kept up. Tough angle. Macias. No, it's dumped over instead by Kirkland. Cheshire. She'll set Chris Moore again. She's blocked again. Carpenter. Cheshire. Chris Moore. Another swing. This time she'll dump it over. Cheshire. She'll set in the middle for Carpenter. And she puts it away. That was the longest rally of the set, and it still goes to the Huskies. 24-14. Set point, Huskies.
falls right to the feet of St. Pius. Opportunity here. Vaughn. Spinaroonie. Shot. Score! 1941. Leo Vaughn gets a second.
Culpepper. He's got Cordova again. And Brody Whitaker blows that play up so fast from the edge. For Babinski. Babinski shut up in a goal.
Devaney tries to dummy it through. It's loose. Opportunity. And it worm burns in.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore. Yes! The freshman connects again.
Good job playing it forward. Out in front. Okay, Rayner with the shots. We got another opportunity here. Can't see Crowd. He's behind the goalkeeper. Out in front and goal. Okay, Rayner. She fights and she fights and she fights and she scores. Stop the clock for the official.
Now looking, unloads again, right up the middle. Single coverage. Oh, what a catch! See you later. Turn off the lights. Goodbye, baby. Touchdown.
Pardon me, for Lozano. This time, Culpepper. He's got a man. Caught. It's again Tommy Lopez. Lopez breaks a man. And Lopez not stopped at the 3 this time. Tommy Lopez. He's got a huge touchdown.
That snap. Moreno picked it up. Great for
Looking Tuesday morning quarterback as well. Browns 32, Bengals 13 to wrap up your week. What do I get tonight? Don't I get some football tonight? Do I get some action or something?
You get college football and you get World Series.
I get World Series tonight. And Maction, if you
and some NBA.
want it, and there's always NBA. I'm trying to pull up my Maction scores here because
And some NHL.
Ball State at Kent State. Buffalo at Ohio.
I get 2 tonight. That's so good.
You get 2 college football games tonight,
And
Wednesday
tomorrow.
night, Thursday night, and 3 on Friday night.
Ball State, Kent State, Buffalo, Ohio. Buffalo, Ohio's good. Those are 2 of the top
You can
teams.
get a
in
ticket
the
for
MAC.
$5. Let's go.
Buffalo's 5-3, 4-0 in the MAC. Ohio 5-3, 3-1 in the MAC. And then tomorrow night I get Central Michigan, Northern Illinois, and Western Michigan, Bowling Green. That's some MAC, dude. Midweek action is brilliant. It's just wonderful. All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in and play radio with us, 888-922-0610 if you want to. Confirmation, JJ, Jethro Muscadine was in a coma that entire time, passed away. The Lobos put out something today. So that's what, God, we're looking at basically 10 months, 10 plus months in a coma. Bless that young man. All right, text line. So does a nude volleyball picture or player picture circulation reduce the effectiveness of the attractive bikini-clad beach volleyball player? Is it a trademark infringement lawsuit possible? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Does it reduce the effectiveness of a bikini?
No.
So we had the story earlier.
No.
No. Okay. All right. Some naked photos of the Wisconsin volleyball team were put out online, and all of a sudden, well, their attendance has gone through the roof. So, naked volleyball. I'm driving from California to see that. Okay.
Oh my.
All right. I mean, whatever does it for you, man.
Yeah.
This says Chargers are done, and Amory's friend Robert, who picked the Chargers to win the Super Bowl.
I love that he's just my friend.
Yeah, well, I'm just reading
Your
him,
friend.
dude. I just
Your
read him.
friend.
Sports animal family.
Your friend.
He may want to become a Viking fan
No. Why would that be any better?
because you're 6-1 and they're not.
Yes, it's a lot of fun. Also, more sad news. Mike Zimmer's son, Adam Zimmer, passed away
Just saw
this
that.
morning. 38 years old.
What happened?
They haven't announced yet, but I just saw his daughter posted. That's
I
so
just
sad.
saw that too.
38 years old.
Yeah. All right, this says
It's not a good morning for the news.
Jeez,
No.
it's sad.
no.
Takeoff, Migos shot and killed in Houston.
Yeah.
What?
Takeoff, one of the Migos, the rap group, one of the
rap
members
group.
shot and killed in Houston.
Yeah, it's very
overnight.
sad.
Really, I didn't see that. Oh man. All right. I got nothing for you to lift you up. Then, just gonna read these. College football wise, which college football teams will or should be in the CFP? How much do each of those teams depend on their expectations and reputation? How realistic are those expected included team? It's like abbreviated words. How much do each of those teams depend on their expectations / reputation? How realistic are those expected included teams' expectations and reputation? Look, I don't know. When we hit the CFP, where's the argument that these teams are in just on reputation? When they're the only undefeated teams left, or we're talking about a once beaten team that lost to one of the others, how do you think they're getting in on reputation? Like, where's the argument for that?
Reputation comes from preseason polls,
I
but then
understand
you
that.
play the games out and you go, oh, these are the teams you thought were going to be good are good, beating everyone else.
Because we're going to get the first CFP standings tonight, and it's going to be, my guess will be,
I think it might. Do you think it's going to mirror
I think it's
top
gonna,
25 right now, the AP one,
so I think it's going to be Georgia,
or
Tennessee.
coaches poll?
I think it's going to be Georgia, Tennessee 1-2, and I think Ohio State and Michigan both get in with Clemson sitting at 5, waiting for and next week Clemson will be in because Georgia or Tennessee is going to lose.
I think the thing to watch for is Alabama over TCU.
Alabama's got the one loss, and they lost to Tennessee. TCU is undefeated, and so to your point, that is a big deal, because if that's the case, if Alabama's over TCU, as this plays out, Michigan and Ohio State are going to play each other. One's going to eliminate the other. Georgia and Tennessee are going to play this weekend. One's going to knock the other out of the top 4. If Georgia wins this weekend over Tennessee, and then Alabama beats Georgia in the SEC championship, and Michigan or Ohio State runs the table, and Clemson runs the table, you've got your SEC champion, you've got an undefeated Big Ten champion, an undefeated ACC champion. Does a once beaten SEC runner-up get in over an undefeated Big 12 champion TCU? That's the conversation, right? And I would tell you at that point, I got to believe an undefeated TCU would get in. Now, where their impressive wins going to come from down the stretch, they play Texas Tech, Texas, Baylor, Iowa State, and then a championship game. They don't have an impressive non-conference win. They beat Colorado, Tarleton, and SMU. Alabama, in non-conference play, played Utah State, Texas, and you might get into a comparative score, right? How did Alabama do versus Texas? How did that was 20-19? Remember that? That was when they escaped. How did TCU? That might be the difference maker there. But yeah, I think that's going to be interesting.
That'd be something to watch out for.
Georgia 1, Tennessee 2, and then what? Do you go Ohio State, Michigan, or Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan with Clemson 5, just waiting to sneak in when one of those lose?
Yeah, I think Tennessee's going to end up being 2. It is interesting when you look at the coaches poll, how they have Ohio State ahead of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's voting in that, or if it's just an assistant,
matters.
or if it's a coach. But it's the little things like that that matter big time in the college football playoff rankings. Just that one spot is Alabama ahead of TCU. Does TCU come in? Do they stack the undefeateds and then let it play out on the field?
Yeah. The other thing that's going to matter for, we're going to be interested in who's the highest ranked group of 5. Because I think Boise State's back in the picture now, don't you? After UCF beat Cincinnati. So if you look, is it going to be Tulane? Tulane is 7-1. They're undefeated in conference play. Their only loss, they lost to Southern Miss. But they have 1 loss. UCF's got 2 losses. Cincinnati has 2 losses.
Liberty?
But they're not they're
independent, right? Yeah.
It's
so
next year when they're in Conference USA, they could have that conversation. But it's got to be the highest ranked group of 5 champion. So I guess UTSA would be in that running. I got to believe Boise State's back in that running. Right? Where else are you going? Sunbelt, it's Coastal Carolina's got to be back in it. Coastal's 1 loss was to Old Dominion. Where did that come from? How'd they lose 49-21 to Old Dominion? Right?
Yeah. Good old EU.
But so I think that's up for grabs. We'll talk to Jerry about that on Thursday. All right, we'll wrap it up with you when we come back. You still have time to get in. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. It is NFL trade deadline day on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number.
Jerry Palm put out his playoff rankings prediction. CFP playoff rankings come out today. He's got Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Tennessee 3. JJ, he's got TCU 4, and then Clemson, Michigan, Alabama. So whatever that's worth to you. As far as group of 5, he's got Tulane at 16. He said their win at Kansas State got a nice boost this weekend because Kansas State's big win. He said the reason the Green Wave are not higher, relatively poor strength of schedule, and the fact that they have the worst loss of any top 25 team, home to Southern Miss. Strength of schedule should improve as the season goes on because they still have to face UCF and Cincinnati. So, yeah, that's your front runner. If they beat UCF and Cincinnati, Tulane's your team. I just don't know that any of us think Tulane's going to beat UCF and Cincinnati.
No.
They might be.
And that's,
or,
as you just laid it out, it opens the door for a lot of Group of 5 teams. Go on a run. Win your conference.
Yeah, as wide open as that's been in a long time. Terry, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. It was nice to meet A-Marie last Friday out there. Is hanging out with Brandon, and like I said, it was always nice when I'm able to say hi to you all in person because you're all very kind and allowing us to call in. I appreciate that. Wisconsin, volleyball. How many ninth grade boys were going up to their mom saying, hey, can we go watch the college volleyball this week? And going,
bunch of them.
Didn't know why that would happen.
Yeah, that seems wholesome.
And then, I guess the way it added a little more humor if a certain school in the Pac-12. Yeah. But I digress there. I thought this would be a great year for an 8-team playoff. It would allow, the Pac-12, whoever survived there, to get a chance. TCU, wouldn't be just left out to be left out. And they may falter, and K-State or something. But I just think that when you do have the preseason ranking and just thinking everybody's so good, but it would be just, I think it'd be awesome 3 weeks of football if they put in 8 teams, because you'd have the 5 plus the next team and two at-larges. Last little bit, I did call yesterday and put down DJ Moore. I just thought, old school, I'm get off my lawn was, Walker, Texas Ranger threw the ball 70 yards on a dime in the air.
Yep.
And maybe if DJ had caught it, he could have got up and ran over to his quarterback and had a congratulations between them. And maybe then they could have gone up to the to the stands when they were on the sidelines, because that was a heck of a throw. I thought each team trying to give it away, but when you're third string quarterback.
Cheshire will set Chris Moore one more time. And the block did the job. Blocked by Carpenter. Kept up. Tough angle. Macias. No, it's dumped over instead by Kirkland. Cheshire. She'll set Chris Moore again. She's blocked again. Carpenter. Cheshire. Chris Moore. Another swing. This time she'll dump it over. Cheshire. She'll set in the middle for Carpenter. And she puts it away. That was the longest rally of the set, and it still goes to the Huskies.
All right,
24.
Where do the Lakers go again? Not tonight. You don't even get Nuggets tonight. All right. What do you make of what's going on? And I know this is, I hate diving into this at the end of the show. The Kyrie Irving remarks.
We do not have enough time to lay that one out.
Yeah,
we don't.
That's fair. You're right. You're right. It's on my list, and I never got to it. Just the fact that Steve Nash has to address it. Mm-hmm. At what point does Kyrie just become okay? It's just not worth it anymore.
There's not a point.
There's
like
not,
he's under contract.
Yeah.
He's playing. You're not just going to bench him,
right.
And then he's going to be like, "Well, give me my money."
Right.
And that's not going to work.
I want a lot of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. There's not enough time to get there.
It's a big one. What we can get into is Browns +3, baby. Giving out winners all weekend. We both had Packers +11.5.
Yes.
That was a winner.
Yes.
Primetime winners.
Too much. That was
right
too much.
Here on the opening drive.
Did you take both of those? You played both the Browns last night and the Packers plus the points?
I don't really touch the Monday night games, but I did get the Packers.
Is that just like a personal thing? Is it a strategy on that? You just don't have time to get down to the casino? What?
I just don't touch Monday.
Okay.
I don't
Just-
touch the
you don't-
prime.
you
Well, I
don't like
touch
it.
the Packers game, but I don't touch primetime games.
Why?
besides
Just
that.
because?
I don't like primetime games.
Okay.
I don't like betting on them.
Okay.
They're
That's
tough
interesting.
games to bet on.
It's interesting. Okay.
I'm more of a 1 p.m.
Yeah.
better.
And then when you win, you're stoked. You don't have to chase losses all day.
Oh no.
Oh,
I don't chase a lot of losses.
Oh no, I win.
Oh no.
I win a lot.
That's just my technique. I just don't like primetime games.
All right. By the time we sit here tomorrow, will Bradley Chubb be a Bronco?
Yes.
Will Jerry Jeudy be a Bronco?
Yes.
Will Kareem Hunt be a Brown?
Yes.
Yes, because
Really?
I think he would have been inactive last night. I don't think he would have played last night.
So, do you guys think there's going to be a significant move before the deadline today? Will
Yes.
the Packers get a receiver? Brandon Cooks.
What about Odell Beckham, Brandon Cooks?
Well, Odell Beckham's a free agent. So
I know,
he
but I'm
doesn't-
just saying. I just think
by tomorrow.
stuff is. I don't know.
I don't think. Well, I don't think Odell's going to move by tomorrow. He might. Look, to your point, if I'm a team that wants Odell, I want him now. Let him rehab in my building. Let me pay him now.
Here's the thing. I would trade Bradley Chubb for a first-round pick if that offer was on the table.
But you don't think it's going to happen. Okay. Thanks to Jerry Kill. Happy Jerry Kill was with us today. His teams won 2 in a row. Tomorrow we'll do Sebastian Noel. He's going to be with us as we go through the high school football brackets. Playoffs? Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4. We return with award-winning radio tomorrow morning starting at 7 a.m. Hey, Marie. Great work. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Adrian, show looks great. Big day for you today, eating all that candy. What are you going to do with a sugar wound-up kid today?
A lot of running.
Well, enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll see you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 5